Hi, Capricorn. This is Leah, Fresh Astrology. How are you? We're going to go over February 2020, and I just want to introduce the people here with me today. We've got Mimi.
Hello.
And Carolyn.
Hey, everyone.
So Mimi and Carolyn are my colleagues and co-founders at Camille, and so this is the coaching side of what I do. And Mimi and Carolyn work on coaching people and developing courses and content to help coach people with certain specific life transition, I don't know, topics, I guess, themes that impact pretty much everybody, like mindset, the way you work with your mind and learn to improve your mindset, money, how to develop a better relationship with money, how to manage your money, and also finding your purpose, which we've talked a lot about on YouTube, because we really believe that 2020 is the year of purpose. And not only clarifying what your purpose is, but once clarifying it, living authentically from your purpose. And it just helps solidify and what you're doing, what you're about, and it helps you make better decisions when you understand what your purpose is. You know what your purpose is and what it isn't. And so you know what to say yes and no to a little bit more easily than you would if you didn't know your purpose. So let's take a look at what's going on astrologically. And then I'm going to ask Mimi and Carolyn to chime in and talk about, does Camille have anything we can offer Capricorn? What's the best we can do here for Capricorn? All right. So Capricorn, let's look at your chart. All right. So you are the it sign because, of course, this is where so much activity is taking place in 2020. We started the year with a bang with Pluto conjunct Saturn in your sign. And we're coming off of that into February. And the way I've been describing it sometimes to different signs is, the year is going to kind of, ebb and flow in terms of the intensity. And so January was up here, February is going to be down a little bit. So even though there will be maybe busyness, you might be busy doing some things or feel busy or have some challenges, that intensity eases up a little, or should, in February. February is a good time to kind of take a step back and reorganize, review, because we also have a Mercury retrograde. One new thing that happens in February is Mars goes from your 12th house of the mind, your emotions. There may have been some pent-up anger, actually, for some of you in the month of January. You may, I don't know, just have an active mind, but also a little anger that you may have been dealing with. Maybe not, but Mars can go that way when it's trapped in the 12th house. But it comes into your sign during the month of February. And so in the beginning of February too, not just January, you may find there's some pent-up energy, and you may feel a little like the energy's trapped, or you can't quite move on something that you would like to move on. You can't quite jump into something you want to jump into. But then Mars, around mid-month, goes across the ascendant into Capricorn, and you get all this energy from Mars. Mars is your energy source, and it powers you up personally to do all the stuff you want to do. So it looks like the activity is about your own mission, what you're personally deciding to do, because so much activity is in your sign. You may be teaching, leading, mentoring, coaching. There's a lot of leadership here for many Capricorns. The other thing going on, other couple of things going on, is the sun. We start the month with the sun in the area of your career and your daily work life, how you earn money. So there is a focus here on earning money. And there's also a focus on how you communicate, maybe market yourself. Depends on what you do for a living, but your communication skills during actually January too, but February, your communication skills are heightened. That being said, we are also going into a Mercury retrograde. So while you have the gift of Mercury, you also have the gift of the Mercury retrograde, which is why I said, kind of mid-month on, you want to take a look at whatever it is you do that involves communication and language, and think about, maybe rewriting some material, listening to it again, reviewing what your messaging and content is. So let's say some of you are working on a book. I would think February would be a perfect time to read through your chapters, make notes, maybe rewrite a few pieces, rethink maybe the organization of the book. That's just an example. Some of you may be thinking about going back to school or taking a course or going back to a course. Like, let's say, because we develop online courses, let's say somebody buys one of our courses and they get through it, but they kind of forgot some of it and they feel like they didn't make the most of it or practice the tools. February would be a great, so customers, clients who bought our courses and feel this way, February is a great month to just go dive back into it, open it back up again, use the exercise, practice the techniques that we teach you. So those are just examples of how you use the energy. But when you also activate the third house, which is Mercury's going to be in this third house area, you activate the area of mind. So it's a great time to do mindset work is the first thing I'm thinking.
When I'm thinking all of our work is never meant to be one and done. So,
Right.
Yeah. So when you were saying go back and redo it, that's exactly how it's designed to be used.
It seems like it's a good month to work on setting habits and
Mm-hmm.
establishing like a system and a protocol. Seems like that's a good month to kind of hunker in.
Right.
Especially because it feels like winter is finally coming to
Yeah.
At least where we are.
the south.
we are.
of
Yeah.
America.
So I can kind of see some mindset work here, and take coursework as indicated. But if you want like our freebie, we have the free mindset work we offer is in the form of a bullet journal. And if you go to the links are below, but if you go to our website, you can choose the happiness shift bullet journal if you want to just work on mindset, kind of generally speaking. The happiness, we just like the word happy, so we just picked
Well, it
happy.
does shift you from being where you are now to,
Yeah,
and we believe you'd be a little happier,
a little lighter.
with a
Yeah,
healthy mindset,
More positive
yeah.
energy.
yeah,
Positive energy.
yeah. And there's some release work. So there's that RE under Mercury retrograde. You want to do things, and so in our mind, even in the bullet journal, which is 7 days, is fairly light. We do have day 7, which is that release work where you're forgiving people, and that's a little deeper. That stuff's a little deeper, but very, very powerful. That's one of the most powerful things you can do.
Right. And I think all the tools are really powerful. They're just presented in that bullet journals in a very fun and creative and accessible way. It's kind of like mindset work light. You can take it as deep as you want to go, but it's certainly not intimidating.
No.
Whereas, when you jump into the coursework, that's for people who are really serious and ready to take on major life changes, or at least changing a component of their life. And, we go pretty deep in those courses.
Yeah, and I actually want to just say, since we are talking and pointing you toward, the bullet journals, and maybe they want to, get the link to the purpose webinar, we do have the courses that you purchase. And what I would say about that is, people who work with us, we kind of need them to be ready to dig in, ready to commit, ready to do some daily practice work to build up these habits. And we know sometimes that's a lot to ask. If you've just gone through like the death of someone close and you're in deep grief, or over a divorce and you're still in deep grief phase, you need to experience your grief. You need to get through that trauma of losing someone before you can really, the courses are not appropriate for someone who's still processing a lot of trauma or
Or
grief.
just like in that situation where you're just not ready to commit to
You're
it.
just not ready.
You kind of know you need to
Yeah.
do it, but you're not ready yet. Kind
Yeah.
of like changing your eating habits or whatever. Like, I know I've got to stop eating so much sugar, but I'll do it. And then when you're ready, when it clicks, then you get busy with it, and then it really is super effective. And to do our courses, I would say, you want to be ready, or at least on the edge of being ready, looking for a roadmap, because that's really what it is. But I was also thinking, our bundle is the Reset Your Life, and you're talking about the RE words.
Yeah. Oh my goodness. I didn't think of that. Like the Reset Your Life bundle is all 3 of our courses. So if you're really ready to reset during February, boy, is that a good time to do it. I would just reiterate what I just said, which is I've noticed a pattern with people buying the courses, because some of these people are people I've worked with for a long time, either coaching them or doing astrology, or we've had them in events and we know who they are. We know kind of their life stories and background, and the people who are still stuck in some situations that are just getting in the way of them really moving forward, they need to extricate themselves. Like you said, they just, whatever their situation is.
Take advantage of all the free tools we have. That's what I would suggest to those people. And really make those shifts that are accessible to you where you are now. And then that may set you up so that you're ready to do the deeper work. But obviously, if you're ready to go deeper. Yeah,
we want the people who are buying the products to get the most out of it. We really want you to
love a success story.
We love a good success story.
And we love helping you get there.
Yeah. So we only want you to get the products if you're like, I'm ready to roll up my sleeves and reset my life, and I'm doing it. And we've got clients who do that exact thing, and they just do really well.
Like, in listening to you talk about Capricorn and where they are, that it's almost like they're poised, right, for this to be a big year for them.
It's a huge year for Capricorn, if you didn't pick that up about yourself.
I don't know a lot about astrology, but I've been listening. This is our
it's a big
10th one of the day.
Yeah.
This was like a good.
It's all about you and the personal changes you're going through. Yeah. And there's a lot of leadership here, and it's lonely to be a leader. You need support just as much as the people you're leading. You personally need support. And I get coached from coaches who, I admire, and I feel they've got something to give me. I actually do get coached and get help myself, as do these guys. They have their own go-tos. And so it's important, even if you're a leader, to get support. So I encourage Capricorns to take care of themselves that particular way. So if there are no questions here, we've had some issues. I want to make sure. It looks like people are here but not commenting. That's okay. That's fine if you just want to watch. But thank you for being here, and we hope it's a good month for you. I think it's a little bit of a release from January, but it's also a time to kind of dig in and get ready for the next thing, which is March. All right, guys, take care.
Bye-bye.